Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. Day one of the test match between India and England is done and dusted, and some exciting action of cricket we got to see today. India is trailing by 127 runs right now and has made 119 runs at the loss of one wicket. Atreya and Debashish, you've seen the whole match from the ground. What has been the highlight of both of your days? What do you think has been the highlight of the day one?
Mahagoals? Okay. See, I think there were quite a few highlights. Number one, England's inability to counter this kind of bowling in these conditions. I mean, if you notice, all of they look hell bent on playing the sweep shot, and no matter who is bowling, where the ball is landing. That's one. Number two is they didn't know where to pitch the ball. Their spinners didn't know where to land the ball. Their debutant left-arm spinner, Hartley, who opened the bowling, bowled the second over, I
Yeah.
mean, and he just didn't know where to land the ball. And when he when he altered his leg, he got it too short. So playing spin and bowling spin, England were caught wanting on both sides. Now,
Yeah,
Debashish?
obviously, but it was a big relief for the Indian batters, especially with the manner in which Yashasvi Jaiswal batted. It was something very refreshing. Means for Indian fans, means something that is not that they are not seldom used to. The approach, that means it was like Yashasvi doing the baseball approach rather than the English batters. Means obviously they were at all at sea except for Ben Stokes and to some extent at the start of England innings. Means, but then the entire approach of the Indian team, especially the batters, was really refreshing. Gargi.
You are on mute.
Mute.
Gargi, you are
Mute.
Continuing on the same point, Yashasvi Jaiswal, we have to talk about him because he played some incredible, he batted incredibly well. And bringing that approach to Test cricket is something, like Debashi said, it's refreshing. It's not something that is often seen in Indian cricket. Raja Raman, what did you make of Yashasvi's batting today? Is this something you want him to stick with going forward?
Oh, we've seen this, Gargi. Virender Sehwag. I mean, my generation will always speak about Virender Sehwag, and people earlier will talk about Krishnamachari Srikanth. Both of them had nice, positive, aggressive approach to opening the innings, and we're getting to see a left-hander do that. I think that's what makes it more alluring to see Yashasvi play the kind of shot with the kind of assurance that he's been able to show today. Incredibly good. Great for Indian cricket, so long as he doesn't throw his wicket away and continues to build on what he has already done well so far. Uh, Great partnership with Rohit Sharma to begin with, but also a stabilizing effort along with Shubman Gill right now. Hopefully, India will continue to consolidate and prove to England that winning the toss alone is never going to matter. You got to bat well, and I don't think England is well prepared. You can hire the best consultants in the world, but at the end of the day, you got to go in the middle and give up the pension to play the sweep shot and to lunge forward all the time. No, play the ball on its merit. See what the bowlers are doing. I think England paid a price for that.
Shomik, again, continuing on the same point, because that is something that I was going to ask you as well. Negating baseball with the way that Yashasvi Jaiswal has batted today. This is something we need to do. Is this how we
Absolutely.
will, be one step forward from England?
We have been scoring at a rate north of 5 runs per over. I mean, that
Yeah.
is to start with. And see, I don't want to be overcritical about a debutant, but Tom Hartley, England have a tendency to big up their players. Tom Hartley picked 40 wickets from 20 first class games at an average of something around 35, 33 or 35. So he is not something exceptional, and that is the reason why Lancashire this term has they have brought in Nathan Lyon as their number one spinner. So they have decided to bring in Nathan Lyon as their number one spinner. So throwing him at the deep end against the players who play spin so well. So Tom Hartley was bread and butter for Yashasvi Jaiswal, right? You are dropping someone of Jimmy Anderson's caliber who could have brought in his rivet swing into this game also uh, for a callow youngster just because he is skiddy of the surface. So good luck with that. and Jaiswal won't mind that. And Jaiswal basically he knows one way of playing, and that is it. All guns blazing. That's what he has been doing. And once again, both Jaiswal and before that Ben Stokes has also we have seen that this pitch, if you apply yourself, you can bat well. You can score at a very and this pitch has a very good carry and bounce, so you can play your strokes also.
Talking about the pitch, Devashi Shatra, there was so much uproar about it before the game even started. You know, is this what you expected from the pitch, the way that it has played?
See, the ball's fun. I mean, there is no doubt about that. Ball's fun in the first session itself. A few of them, I mean, especially Jadeja and Akshar Patel, they got a few to turn very, very sharply. And the first wicket that Akshar Patel took, bowling from round the wicket, ball drifting in and then moving out to hit the off stump, that showed that there is spin in the wicket. It may not be the kind of wicket that I mean, a lot of people were thinking it would be, especially the British media. But I think there is spin in the wicket. There is no doubt about that. It's not unplayable, of course, by no stretch of imagination. But there is spin in the wicket. And I also agree with Shomik that the bounce is not low. The bounce is true most of the time. It might get worse as the match goes on, but for a first day wicket, it was not your average first day wicket, but it was not very, very alarming.
Devashish, your thoughts?
Yeah, I would also agree with Atro. Obviously, some of the shots that the English batters played were uncalled for. Means obviously they were over aggressive at times. It was only the first day of the Test match. Means obviously after the start that Crawley and Ben Duckett gave, all they needed was to stay in the middle, strike a partnership because they were almost going at almost 4.5 runs per over to start with. And then all of a sudden, wickets started tumbling at all go. And since that is not, at times, you might wonder what is this approach of England? Means obviously it is baffling because when you have a decent start, it is a test match, day one of the test match, and you are sick at lunch, you were 3 wickets down. Means and given the start, they were in strength. But then, having said that, India will definitely feel confident after day one.
Let's put it this way: it's not an only swing pitch.
Yeah, and Shomik, Ravichandran Ashwin ended up with 3 wickets today in the first day of the match. I read your article. Why don't you tell all of our viewers what makes Ravichandran Ashwin so successful against left-handers?
See, it's very simple. He brings both the edges into play. I mean, he challenges the inside edge, and his strong ball takes the delivery away from a left-hander. That is to start with. Plus, his variations and the way he bowled, he was a joy to watch. I mean, every delivery presented a bigger picture. It felt like it was part of a wider plan. The way he was setting up, like you go back to Ben Duckett's dismissal. First of all, he bowled to Ben Duckett, slower in the air, a bit of turn of the wicket, a bit fuller, and then suddenly he made one skid off the surface. Duckett played for the turn. He was done in. He was deceived. He was deceived by the bowler. Simple. So basically, the pitch assisted him a little, but it was sheer class. Absolutely, he has been a class. Otherwise, he won't get to 493 test wickets, and he was a joy to watch. Fantastic. You are on the mute, Gagi.
You are on mute.
My mistake. Raja, I was asking you. Ashwin, of course, you will talk about, but then his partner in crime, Jadeja, as well. 3 wickets.
Super bowling. See, Jadeja knows what exactly to do. And when he knows that Ashwin is on song, he's happy to play the second fiddle. I think they have a beautiful chemistry going between the two of them. They've been a fabulous partnership. We've been talking for years about the golden quartet that we had. But Ashwin and Jadeja will be remembered for long, basically because they're both comfortable with each other and both know what exactly to do to complement one another. And that's what we got to see with Jadeja today. And Akshar Patel, I think he's learning as well and contributing to the side in just as well as Ashwin and Jadeja did today. I think the spinners bowled on the money. They knew what exactly to do, and Jadeja was not behind Ashwin and Akshar Patel in that. And as Atreyo pointed out, the English spinners just did not know what to do. They didn't get the right length. Perhaps they were not watching Jadeja, Ashwin, and Akshar Patel bowl today.
Nathru, your thoughts on Jasprit Bumrah? What did you think of his performance today?
I was a bit disappointed with the first test, where the English left side combination probably made things a little bit difficult to them. But having said that, Bumrah is experienced enough to get rid of that, to handle that situation. I was disappointed the way he was in the first spell, but he came back very well. And I thought he would be brought in a little earlier. I think they got 4 overs in the first go. Both of them got 4 overs each. And after that, Bumrah was gone back in the 47th over. So 7 to 47. It was a long gap. I was expecting him to come in a little earlier. But having said that, I think he has done his job. I mean, to get that breakthrough and to get the last wicket was important. I mean, I don't think the team was expecting a lot from the quicker bowlers. So his scope was limited, his role was limited, and I think after a slightly low key start, he made up for it.
Devashish, another spinner that did well today was Akshar Patel. What are your thoughts on him?
And obviously, that's what for me the ball of the match has to be the one in which he got Joe Root out. Means obviously that was a perfect left arm spinner's wicket. Means obviously pitching on leg and then turning. Means obviously Joe Root
And bowling from boundary.
and bowling from round the wicket. That was to me the best delivery of the match. And remember, Joe Root and Bairstow were striking a partnership or some sort of partnership, and that was a very very crucial wicket to get rid of Joe Root. Means obviously, given his statistics, given his stats against India, means obviously had Joe Root scored big, then things would have been different. But the credit to all the three spinners. Means obviously, and the good best part of this team is that everyone play for each other. Means there's a good bit of camaraderie. Obviously, see someone like a Kuldeep Yadav being left out means Akshar Patel was persisted ahead of Kuldeep, and so he did justice by getting rid of the important wicket of Joe Root.
And Raja, talking about Rohit Sharma, he also, like Yashasvi Jaiswal, seemed to be in an aggressive sort of mindset. Was it needed at that point?
So the shot he played, I think he knew the moment the ball went off the bat. He knew that he committed a mistake. But it was not necessary at all, considering that was all guns blazing. It out. Now, when you have got one batter doing that job for you, just play second fiddle. This is what we saw with Ashwin and Jadeja. Now, when Ashwin is the master, Jadeja likes to play second fiddle. There are times where Jadeja is the master and Ashwin happily settles to playing the defensive role, not conceding runs. I think Rohit Sharma can do with a little bit more patience, especially when his younger partner is doing the devastation job at the other end.
Shomik, thoughts on Rohit Sharma? You're mute.
Yeah, yeah. I would rather like to talk about Rohit's captaincy. His captaincy post lunch. I mean, see, after 3 wickets, they are Bairstow especially and Root were scoring at a brisk pace pre lunch. That 1 hour. And after lunch, the way he took England out of their comfort zone. This England team, as we saw, if you can take them out of their comfort zone, that is hitting boundaries, they get age. That's what happened. For the next 1 hour, post lunch, they're scoring at less than 2 runs per over. And that was when they lost wickets in fastest. You saw Root sweep shot, a predetermined sweep shot. Bears what a gem of a delivery, of course. But then again, they became once you take them out of their comfort zone. So Rohit's captaincy during that phase was fantastic. As far as his batting is concerned, I think this is now his template. This is how he will bat. Irrespective of formats, he will bat this way. And I mean, he is a class act. Today he got out. He will like to dominate bowling, and going forward, that would be the case.
And Atra, do you think India is on the right path right now when it comes to their strategies and the way that they're batting right now?
See, batting wise, only strategy that was visible in the first 10 overs was play jazz ball. So I don't think they're going to continue with that because today they got a start. The spinner bowled a few loose balls. So today they got away with that. And I think tomorrow there'll be a plan division. Will be normal pitches. It doesn't mean they'll get into a fair. They will look to score because this kind of bowling is something that they feed on. So they will look to score, but not say 6 or 7 runs per over. And this is, I think they'll get normal cricket. And I agree with Sumik that the brilliant point he makes because at the first hour after lunch, there was not a single four. Before lunch, there were 16 boundaries. In the first hour after lunch, India didn't concede a single four. And I think the Indian approach will be a normal cricket. I mean, they won't come up with the brand of batting that they showed today.
Devashish, do you believe India already has an upper hand? Like they've made a dent in their confidence, in England's confidence right now?
No, it's too premature to say. Yes, they will feel confident, but to be having an upper hand after day one, means, I mean, they have a slight edge, I would say, because all boils down to that first session tomorrow. Means India cannot afford to lose too many wickets, means, as was the case with England, because they need to strike a big partnership. And obviously, Yashasvi is the key batter. Means obviously he looked confident. I think the team management has given him the free go, given him the license to go out and play shots, be aggressive, and that shows a positive intent. Means, and that is what has transpired in the Indian batting lineup. Means obviously, if India can bat out the first session without losing, let's say at least one wicket, they will feel lot more confident because with the wicket favoring the spin, you need to have a considerable lead in the first innings.
I don't think they'll be happy with the lead of 50 runs. They'll at least try and stretch the lead to beyond 3 figures.
And before we wrap up, Raja and Shomik, to both of you, what do India need to do tomorrow going into that first session?
Play smart, I think, Gargi. 118, 119 for one in reply to 240 something is gives you the confidence, but there's a lot of hard work to be done. I think if the Indian batters have to win the game for India, the bowlers will actually take those 20 wickets and win the game. But the batters have to score those runs, give India a massive lead, so they don't have to come back and play again in that fourth innings. So India have to bat sensibly. We got to see that with Shubman Gill. He's not played his characteristic knock like Rohit likes to do, or like he himself likes to do. I think there is an understanding that we got to see in Shubman Gill, maturity of approach. If he can continue doing that and allow Yashasvi Jaiswal the freedom to play short, I think India will be on top after the first session. India has to bat sensibly, and I think that is the key to the test match tomorrow.
Shomik?
First of all, let's see how the pitch behaves on day two, whether it deteriorates. Num- India will have to bat long, bat big. They will have to build partnerships. Those are basic things. I mean, this might sound cliche, but in cricket, in Test cricket, you need those partnerships to have a decent innings build a good innings. India will like to have they would like to have a big lead, ideally, so that they don't have to chase much in the fourth innings. Because fourth innings playing on this pitch, fourth innings could be dangerous, could be pretty very tricky. So India would like to have a big lead, and for that they need to build partnerships. As Raja also said, they need to bat sensibly. I hope they will do that. And they have lost just one wicket. In that sense, the first day belong to them. First day belong to them, and they will have to build on the momentum.
Devashish, final thoughts. What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I am looking forward to a Yashasvi Jaiswal century. Means obviously what a great hundred it will be for the youngster. He started his Test career on a great note. means scoring that debut 100 against West Indies. I was there in West India Caribbean, and then means he followed it up with a not so great test series against South Africa. But first test match of a big series, of a marquee series against England. And if you scored that 100, means that sets the tone. Means obviously, means India has been looking for a left hand, right hand the batting opening order. And if Yashasvi can score that 100, means obviously that would be an icing on the cake, Gargi.
Yes, and let you go now. There's quite a crowd forming behind you. So I don't know if you've noticed, but
Fan
that's it
following,
from
fan
us for
following,
this conversation. Sorry?
fan following.
But that you would expect. That you would expect both
With him
Devashish and
around.
Atre to have fans.
Okay, but we'll leave you
Uh,
right now. Thank you to everyone who has joined and
Thank
stay tuned to Red Sports.